Disclaimer: the following contains opinions which may not represent the views of all members of Less Than Epic. Hey everyone, just a quick announcement. In conjunction with the launch of this video, we're also launching a news site. If you go to www.lessepic.com, you can go ahead and check out an article for the video you're watching right now. And with that out of the way, let's get to the video. Do you remember that time that Activision Blizzard sided with a mass murdering dictatorial regime? If you haven't heard what's been happening in the Activision Blizzard sphere, here's as brief of a recap as I can deliver. After winning a Hearthstone competition, professional player Blitzchung expressed his support of the Hong Kong protests on an official Activision Blizzard broadcast. His expression of personal political beliefs on an official broadcast broke the rules of his contract with Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard responded with many punishments for the player and broadcasters who were broadcasting that night, but I think their first official response to the incident makes it easy to see why the community is so outraged. Quote, "We are very angered and disappointed at what happened at the event last weekend, and highly object to the expression of personal political beliefs in any of our events. As always, we defend the pride and dignity of China at all cost." What the community is angered about does not seem to be the fact that Blitzchung or the broadcasters were punished, but rather the fact that they were punished in the context of Blizzard personally defending the pride and dignity of China at all costs. This is of course in stark opposition to Blitzchung's stated support of the Hong Kong protests. I've been able to verify the aforementioned post is still up as of the recording of this video on the Chinese Twitter variant Weibo. Don't know how to pronounce that exactly. It's worth noting that Activision Blizzard did walk back some of their punishments for the broadcasters and Blitzchung in an official post. However, in the same news post, they state the following contradictory statement to their above still published post on Weibo. The specific views expressed by Blitzchung were not, in all caps, a factor in the decision we made. I want to be clear. Our relationship in China had no influence on our decision. That's Activision Blizzard. Contrasting the company's still published initial response with this now secondary response has left many of us wondering why Activision Blizzard's stance seems to be different depending on the country they happen to be publishing in. This fact doesn't seem to be lost on some within the United States government either, as all of the above contradictions have earned Activision Blizzard an official congressional letter. In said letter, Activision Blizzard are urged to uphold their own value of allowing one's right to express individual thoughts and opinions, as well as to uphold values like freedom of speech and freedom of thought. Activision Blizzard has not responded to this congressional letter as of the recording of this video. Regardless of your opinion on all of the aforementioned events, it's crucially important to remember that Activision Blizzard is operating in the free market and that it's entirely your choice to support them or to not support them. They may not have broken any laws, however, they did take some kind of stance which you will either agree with, disagree with, or not care about at all, and really there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. If you've chosen to no longer support Activision Blizzard in light of recent events, then I have some good news for you. There are many alternatives to their video games. I would like to take a moment to give some shoutouts to the little guys. And with that, here's some really fun alternative video games to Blizzard games that I think you'll really enjoy. If you're anything like me, you love Overwatch. Certainly for a lot of the community, Overwatch is going to be one of the toughest games to walk away from if you've chosen not to support Activision Blizzard. However, I've played quite a bit of Paladins, and my general opinion of the game is that it's a viable alternative to Overwatch. Paladins features a rich roster of heroes, fun and engaging gameplay, and overall satisfies the same itch as Overwatch. There's really no better time to pick up the game and give it a shot, in my opinion. You may have guessed by all of the MTG Arena videos on our channel that we're pretty big card game nerds over here at Less Than Epic, and while I haven't played a ton of Hearthstone personally, I have played quite a bit of Shadowverse. The easiest way for me to explain Shadowverse is that the game is basically anime Hearthstone. If you're a fan of Hearthstone and understand how to play the game, then Shadowverse is going to be really easy for you to pick up. I've been playing a ton of Shadowverse personally, and I highly recommend it. If you're a Diablo fan, then you're more than likely already playing both Grim Dawn and Path of Exile, as both games easily deserve to sit alongside the Diablo franchise. If you're new to the Diablo series and were thinking of checking it out, instead of doing that, I recommend trying both Grim Dawn and Path of Exile. You won't be disappointed, and you also won't be supporting Activision Blizzard, so there's that. We're not the biggest RTS fans here at Less Than Epic, however, every once in a while we get together for an RTS LAN party. Some of our favorites include Sins of a Solar Empire and Age of Empires 2. So instead of supporting Activision Blizzard, why not kick back with one of the classics in the RTS genre? It took quite a while to find a good Heroes of the Storm replacement, however, I think Smite may be the best alternative for HOTS players specifically. The game is very engaging, featuring a third-person shooter experience set in a MOBA environment. Smite seems to be geared towards both new and experienced players, featuring a set and forget mode as well as a custom mode where you can build your own character precisely how you want. Overall, if you're a HOTS player, then Smite will probably be fun for you. And then there was World of Warcraft. I tried for quite a while to come up with that just one MMO that I wanted to recommend to everyone. However, the conclusion that I came to is that most MMOs are a dime a dozen. That isn't to say that they're all bad, that's just to say that there's an MMO out there for everyone's taste. For instance, if you like pretty graphics and story-driven content, then Final Fantasy XIV is likely for you. If you prefer more advanced combat mechanics, then TERA will probably be fun for you. And if you really like interesting open world experiences, then Black Desert Online is likely your ticket. We've played all of these MMOs here at Less Than Epic, as well as many more, and in my opinion, really any alternative will suffice over World of Warcraft. I've been playing Activision Blizzard games since they were just known as Blizzard games, so trust me when I say that it's difficult to walk away from the video games that I love and grew up with in some cases. Despite the difficulty, I can't in good conscience continue to support or recommend Activision Blizzard games in light of the events outlined above. Honestly, I hope something changes. I sincerely hope I get to walk away from this stance, but for now, I'd much rather stand in support of the protesters in Hong Kong. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, then give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell icon so you get notified when our videos go live. Also, as a reminder, in conjunction with the launch of this video, we're launching a game news site, so if you much prefer to read articles instead of listening to or watching videos, then go ahead and click the article link in the description of this video and bookmark our site. We'll definitely be updating there, and more features will be coming soon to the site, such as a mailing list if you really want to stay notified immediately when we have new content. Thanks again for your support, everyone. We really would not be building this site or really thinking about the future of this project at all if it wasn't for all of you showing your interest, subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, commenting on the videos, and all of that jazz. So really, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much, and we really appreciate it. Also, one last note, I know that we have a lot of Overwatch and World of Warcraft fans who've subscribed to this channel specifically because of the content we've done for those games. To you guys and gals, just remember that the views espoused in this video are just my opinion, and they don't necessarily reflect Blister or Novapunk X. So, as far as I know, those guys are still going to be continuing to do content for Blizzard games, but just myself personally, I probably will not. That, of course, is unless something drastically changes, as I stated in my final thoughts in this piece. And with that, you've been listening to Radical Edward after the longest break in all of the internet history, signing out.